Hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer and how's crime in the Johto region? Let's get into it. First, before we start, let me just remind you to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out on the next episodes of this trip down the criminal underworld of the Pokémon world. Thank you, and let's carry on. We've looked at Kanto's Team Rocket on the first episode of this series, but I specifically said that I didn't want to touch on Johto's Team Rocket just yet. There was a very simple reason for that. They are pretty much different organizations sharing the same name. While their actions are still similar, their goals are not the same as when they were under Giovanni's command. Sure, they still want to profit from their actions, and of course, profit will lead to power. But the real reason is very different from that. The real reason for their criminal acts in the Johto region is to catch Giovanni's attention. With the disappearance of Giovanni after being defeated in Kanto 3 years prior to the events of Gen 2, Team Rocket was disbanded. But when you throw yourself so deep into a cause, charmed by the bravado of a charismatic leader, it's very hard to go back into the life you had before. And that's where Johto's Team Rocket comes in. A new Team Rocket in a journey to become the old Team Rocket. Starting off small, picking up the pieces that were left behind, and fighting for the chance of getting back your purpose, until a desperate act almost turned your dream into reality, only for Celebi to ruin it. It's actually sad. But sadness aside, let's look at their actual actions in the Johto region. It all begins in Azalea Town, where Team Rocket kidnapped numerous Slowpoke in order to sell their tails to the black market. A very small feat considering what we've seen in the past. Still, that's Pokémon kidnapping right there and illegal selling of Slowpoke tails, though they are pretty legal in other parts of the world like Galar. Maybe you have to have a license or it's simply a cultural thing. Along the way, we see members of the Team Rocket being more of a nuisance than the criminals we are used to. Nothing too serious, mostly just acting suspicious around Goldenrod City. Oh, if only we knew. Our next encounter with them is a bit more serious. Team Rocket are trying to force the Magikarp in Lake of Rage to evolve using a machine that seems to have been one of those pieces that were left behind, being part of their work in the Sevi Islands. This is more akin to something Giovanni would do, though still a bit too messy, and their hideout is uncovered and their plans halted once again. I don't know what we should call this, though I feel like gross mistreatment of Pokémon is a decent way to put it. After this attempt though, comes desperation. Team Rocket cannot do anything as big as usual, so they make one final attempt at getting their former boss's attention. They take over their Goldenrod radio tower and hijack the radio transmission in order to contact Giovanni, wherever he is. Ultimately, their plans are once again a failure and Team Rocket is disbanded once more. If only they knew how close they were to achieving success. In the end, all they got was a hostage situation on their criminal record. Looking at this list, we'll now judge the Johto Team Rocket on the evil scale. While they acted in desperation, their actions were wrong nonetheless. In trying to get close to the former glory of Team Rocket, they failed, though they did accomplish things that hurt many Pokémon in the process. And for that, they'll lie comfortably as a little R on number 5 out of 10. That's the end of episode 2, we'll have a double one to take care of on the next episode where we'll swim with the trumpets of the Owen region. Thank you so much for watching, you can follow me on social media, Twitch or join our Discord, all the links are in the description. Take care and I'll see you all on the next one.